In the ancient kingdom of Kano, when jinn still walked among men and magic flowed as freely as water, the 7 sacred wells stood as monuments to the power of the ancestors. Each well, deep and mysterious, was said to contain wisdom from the beginning of time. The Fadawa people, descendants of the great warrior sage Danjuma, had protected these wells since the time when the stars were young. The wells were not mere sources of water. Each held unique powers bestowed by the spirits. The Well of Dawn granted superhuman strength. The Well of Dusk bestowed unmatched wisdom. The Well of Thunder gave the speed of lightning. The Well of Stars enhanced foresight. The Well of Spirits allowed communion with ancestors. The Well of Lions bestowed courage. And the Well of Secrets taught the art of strategy. The Fadawa warriors were led by Sarki Musa, a man whose grey beard was said to have grown white from conversing with spirits. His daughter Amina was a warrior-priestess who could interpret the well's whispers and had mastered the sacred water rituals that no man had ever learned. The Yan-Gumurzu, dwelling in their fortress carved into the red cliffs, were masters of iron and fire. Their leader, Zaki, was a towering figure whose arms bore ritual scars from 100 battles. His warriors wore armor forged in fires blessed by their own ancestors, and their spears were said to be able to pierce the hide of demons. The conflict began during the season of the Harmattan, when the desert winds carried secrets between the tribes. Zaki's eldest son, hunting near the forbidden territories, claimed to have seen a vision in a dust storm. His grandfather's spirit revealing an ancient scroll that proved the wells originally belonged to the Yan-Gumurzu. Zaki gathered his council in their great hall of iron, where weapons of fallen enemies hung like deadly decorations. Zaki, our ancestors weep. The wells were stolen from us in the time of the Great Sleep, when our people were weakened by the plague of 1,000 nights. The Yan-Gumurzu prepared for war with meticulous precision. Their blacksmiths worked day and night, forging new weapons in furnaces hot enough to melt stone. Warriors painted their bodies with symbols of power, using ink mixed with powdered meteorite iron. Their war drums, covered with the skin of desert lions, beat messages across the dunes. But the Fadawa were not unprepared. Amina had read warnings in the ripples of the sacred waters. Under her guidance, warriors performed the ritual of the 7 drinks, taking 1 sip from each well in a specific order determined by the position of the stars. Those who survived the ritual gained powers beyond mortal understanding. The first battle erupted at dawn, when the sun's rays painted the desert gold. 5,000 Yan-Gumurzu warriors, their spears gleaming like a forest of metal, charged across the dunes. The Fadawa met them with powers granted by the wells. Some warriors moved faster than the eye could follow. Others demonstrated strength enough to throw charging horses backward. Young Gambo, a Fadawa warrior blessed by the Well of Secrets, noticed something crucial during the battle. The Yan-Gumurzu warriors would shift their formation whenever water bags were brought to the Fadawa fighters. Their iron weapons, he realized, were their strength, but also their weakness. That night, while both armies regrouped, Gambo snuck into the Well of Spirits and communed with his ancestors. They revealed an ancient truth. The well's waters were never meant for one tribe alone. The powers they granted were meant to unite, not divide. During the next day's battle, something extraordinary happened. As Gambo and his warriors used the sacred waters against the Yan-Gumurzu's weapons, the wells themselves began to sing, a deep, resonant sound that stopped all fighters in their tracks. The waters rose from all 7 wells, forming shapes in the air, 7 bridges connecting the 2 tribes. The ancestor spirits appeared, visible to all, and spoke with voices like distant thunder. Ancestor spirits, the wells are neither Fadawa nor Yan-Gumurzu. They are the tears of the earth itself, meant to nurture all who respect their power. Your war dishonors the very magic you fight to possess. Humbled by this divine intervention, both tribes laid down their weapons. Zaki and Sarki Musa met between the armies and performed the ancient ritual of peace, mixing their blood with water from all 7 wells and drinking together. From that day forward, both groups united their strengths. The Yan-Gumurzu's mastery of iron combined with the Fadawa's spiritual wisdom created an empire that would be celebrated in tales for generations. They developed new forms of magic-infused metalwork, creating tools and weapons that channeled the well's powers without corrupting their sacred nature. Amina and Zaki's youngest son, Mahmud, eventually married, symbolizing the complete union of the communities. Their descendants became known as the Masu de Karfe, masters of water and iron, and their lineage still continues in Kano today. The wells still exist, though their location is known only to those deemed worthy by both communities' ancestors. It is said that on quiet nights, when the harmattan winds blow just right, you can hear the ancient battles and the well's song echoing across the dunes. A reminder that the greatest power lies not in possessing magic, but in sharing it.